There's a saying I really love. It goes like this: sometimes we can't see the light, so we have to feel the heat. Now, of course, what that refers to is the fact that pain sometimes is required to get our attention so we can learn a lesson. I've got a really good coaching story that this applies to. I was working with a woman named Ellie who was trying to find a way to deal with a husband who really, well, he just wasn't really being the kind of husband he needed to be, and she had been avoiding dealing with it. It was affecting their kids, so she was beginning to get distressed. So we came up with an action plan and an execution date and all those sorts of things that support people in doing what they need to do when they're really, really difficult or they're very reticent about it. Before we broke for that day, I told her that the way the universe seems to work is that if something doesn't get our attention, something bigger may be in our future. And by that I mean that if, the whack to the hand with a ruler doesn't get your attention, then there's probably a 2x4 waiting for you. And if that doesn't work, it just gets worse. She kind of shrugged, and I don't know if she believed it or not, but I went my way. And the next day or so, I got a call from her, and she was laughing and sobbing at the same time. You know that thing people do is like, and I was really worried about her. So I asked her what had happened and was she okay? And she kind of sucked on her lower lip. And then she said, well, you weren't kidding, Ron. I said, well, what wasn't I kidding about? She said, well, I was avoiding doing what I needed to do. And you know how I am. And I was dusting the house, and I was over by the fireplace, and the dog barked, and I shot straight up, and Ron, you won't believe it, I hit the back of my head on the mantle, and Ron, it's an 8 by 10 inch piece of lumber. And she started laughing, and I laughed with her. She told me that she got it, that it really was true, that the pain would come if we didn't pay attention and learn. And so we agreed on how she was going to proceed. She told me that first thing she was going to do, though, was get an ice pack for the lump on her head, and then she was going to take a hot lavender bath, and then she would deal with it. I talked to her the next day. She did deal with the situation. It didn't turn out as we'd hoped. She ended up divorced, but it all turned out much better for her in the long run. That's a lesson for all of us. Pain is, in fact, a great gift, although none of us really seems to want it, of course. And if you'd like to avoid it, that's possible too. Be assured, if you don't learn with the small application of pain, there's some possibility there's more in your future. It's not required, and I hope you don't need it.